Jai Shri Gurudev. This is the continuation of reproductive physiology. In this class, we will be studying the male accessory reproductive organs and their role in reproductive process. The male reproductive organs include paired testes, accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia. Testes. The male gonads are called testes. These testes are located or enclosed within a saccular structure known as scrotum. Originally, the testes are located on the posterior abdominal wall. During embryonic development, they descend down the abdomen and through the inguinal canal to reach the scrotum. They carry their neurovascular and lymphatic supply with them during the descendant. Testes have an ellipsoid shape. They consist of series of lobules, each containing seminiferous tubules, and these seminiferous tubules are supported by interstitial tissues. The seminiferous tubules are lined by specialized cells called Sertoli cells. These Sertoli cells aid the maturation process of the spermatozoa. In the intestinal tissue lie the specialized cells called Leydig cells that are responsible for the production of testosterone hormone. Spermatozoa are produced within these seminiferous tubules. The developing sperm travels through the tubules, collecting in the rete testes. Ducts known as efferent tubules transport the sperm from the rete testes to the epididymis for storage and maturation. Inside the scrotum, the testes are covered almost entirely by the tunica vaginalis, which is a closed sac that contains a small amount of viscous fluid. This sac covers the anterior surface and sides of each testis and works much like the peritoneal sac, thus lubricating the surface of the testis and allowing for friction-free movement. The testicular parenchyma is protected by tunica albuginea, which is a fibrous capsule that encloses the testis. Thus, tunica albuginea penetrates into the parenchyma of each testicle with the diaphragm, dividing it into number of lobules. Epididymis. The seminiferous tubules of testes lead to a number of small ducts that open into epididymis. Epididymis appears as a comma-shaped organ that lies along the superior and posterior margin of the testes. The epididymis is shown to be a long of about 6 meters and tightly coiled and slender tube that is continuous with the vasa deferens. The sperm mature as they are slowly moved in the days of maturing days of 10 to 14 days through the epididymis by weak peristaltic contraction. The mature sperm are stored in the epididymis until they are ejaculated. The sperm stored for more than 2 months are destroyed and absorbed by the epididymis. Vas deferens. The vas deferens extends from the epididymis superiorly in the scrotum, passes through the inguinal canal and enters the pelvic cavity. It runs along the lateral surface of the urinary bladder and merges with the duct from a seminal vesicle which is inferior to the urinary bladder. The duct formed by this merger is an ejaculatory duct. These vasa differentia have rather thick muscular walls that move the sperm by peristalsis. Ejaculatory duct. Each short ejaculatory duct is formed by the merger of a vasa deferens and a duct from a seminal vesicle. That means which is the combination of vasa deferens and with the seminal vesicle put together, which form a common duct known as ejaculatory duct. The ejaculatory ducts enter the prostate gland and merge with the urethra within the prostate gland. So this ejaculatory duct goes and open into the prostate gland and where which merge with the urethra, or where which continues with the urethra. During ejaculation, muscular contraction of the ejaculatory ducts mixes seminal vesicles secretion with the sperm and propel them into the urethra. Urethra. The urethra is a thin-walled tube that extends from the urinary bladder through the penis to the external environment. The urethra serves a dual role in the male individual. That is, it transports urine from the urinary bladder during micturition, and it also carries semen, which include sperm during ejaculation. The control mechanism prevent urine and semen passing at the same time. Accessory glands. Three different types of exocrine glands produce secretions which involve in the reproductive process. And these glands are the seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. The accessory gland, first thing is the seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicles are paired glands located on the posterior surface of the urinary bladder. The duct of each seminal vesicle merge with the vasa deferens on the same side to form an ejaculatory duct near the posterior surface of the prostate gland. The alkaline secretion of the seminal vesicle help to keep a semen alkaline and which contain fructose and prostaglandins. This secretion by the seminal vesicle compose about 60% of the semen. Prostate gland. The prostate gland is a pear-shaped gland that encircles the urethra where it exits the urinary bladder. The ejaculatory duct pass through the posterior portion of the prostate to join with the urethra within the prostate. Thus, prostate fluid forced through 20 to 30 tiny ducts into the urethra during ejaculation. The secretion is an alkaline. The secretion of the prostate gland is alkaline, milky fluid which contains substances that activate the swimming movement of the sperm, and it forms about 30% of the semen. Bulbourethral gland. The bulbourethral gland are two small spherical glands that are located inferior to the prostate gland near the base of the penis. These glands secrete an alkaline mucus-like fluid into the urethra in response to sexual stimulation. Thus, the secretion neutralizes the acidity of the urethra as well as lubricates the end of the penis in preparation for sexual intercourse. The male external genitalia are the visible part of the male reproductive system, which include the scrotum and the penis. The scrotum is the external sac of skin and subcutaneous tissue that contains the testes. It hangs from the trunk midline posterior to the penis. A medial partition keeps each testis in a separate chamber within the scrotum. The scrotum keeps temperature 2 to 3 degree below average body temperature. This lower temperature is necessary for the production of viable sperm. Its cells, the scrotal cells, reflexively contract or relax to shorten or lengthen the scrotum in response to temperature changes. With the change in the temperature, fluctuate in the temperature, if the temperature is cold, then which show the contraction. If the environmental temperature is high, when the scrotal sac is exposed to higher temperature, which droops down, that is, which lengthens, relax. In addition, there are two thin ribbon-like skeletal muscles present, named cremaster, that are attached to the testes and respond similarly, similar to that of the contraction and relaxation action of the scrotal cells. Through the action of these muscles, the cremaster and the cells of the scrotal region, thus action of these muscles, the testes are elevated closer in cold. As I told you before, during the cold, the testes move towards the abdomen, that is elevated to the body in cold temperature, and depressed in warm temperature. When the temperature is high, then which droops down in the sense which loosens the scrotal sac and which hangs. The other external genitalia is the penis. Penis is the male copulatory organ that deposits a semen in the female vagina during sexual intercourse. It contains a specialized erectile tissues that enable it to become enlarged and rigid during sexual excitement. There are three columns of erectile tissues present. These three columns of erectile tissue compose the body of the penis. There are two columns of corpora cavernosa on the superior side of an erect penis present, and a single corpus spongium present through which the urethra extends. It is located on the inferior side of the erect penis. The corpus spongium expands at the tip of the penis to form the spongy glans penis, which contain numerous sensory receptors and the external urethral orifice. A loose sheath of skin called prepuce cover the glans penis. This is about the male reproductive organ and the accessory glands are in their function of the male reproductive system. Thank you.